So what would you ideally like to get done, like say within a week, like on your thesis?
Within a week, I want to have, what do I want to do in a week? I have the background. I just want to start looking at the data and start making connections, making associations already, or grouping data at least. Just having access to the data would be fantastic. Because I know it's not a lab thesis, so it's not going to take a long time for me to curate results. I just need to run statistical analysis tests on it, but if I don't have access to the data, it's going to delay things. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Okay. So I did the Freshman Scholars Institute program, and that's how I met Nick Vogue, who is the associate director of McGraw. And I first met with him for a consultation. I thought it was very life-changing. I went to an all-girls college preparatory school, but I guess that I didn't necessarily have the opportunity to really learn about or experience time management. In high school, I started to get it a bit more, saying, okay, let me just start to work on things earlier. But here, it's more than starting to work on things earlier. You have to think about, okay, how much will I work on this? What should I work on, during this time? And then also, it helped me figure out, okay, I may not necessarily have that strong of a science background, but I'm interested in science. So, what are some of the strategies that I can use to help me, get the knowledge that I need?
Really, students come in because they have some kind of problem. And so what happens in a learning consultation depends on the problem of the student. If the student wants to learn how to study for a test, learning consultants are prepared. We had a bunch of strategies, a bunch of skills. Bam, bam, bam. We're going to help you get what you need. And if the problem is more general, like I don't want to study or I don't want to write this essay, then frequently there's a more open-ended conversation like, oh, well, talk about that. What's going on? What do you think it is that you do want to do? How can we work on this together?
So you want to be able to break it down. Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do, say, for the first 20 to 30 minutes of the your study session?
20 to 30 minutes. Let's see what I would need to be doing for 20 to 30 minutes. So I'd open my computer, I'd log into the VPN.
I think the Princeton environment provides a really unique perspective on academic coaching, learning consultations in a few ways. One is that all of our students who come here have been highly successful, so they know how to learn, how to achieve, and yet they're often encountering difficulties, challenges, and we expect that, but we can't really attribute it to something in the student, right? They've been incredibly successful, so what are they encountering? They're often encountering a new teaching and learning culture, a set of assumptions, values, expectations, norms that are unfamiliar. So one way to think about learning consultants and learning consultations is these are students who've preceded you in the transitions into the university and through coursework and across different disciplines, into independent work, JPs and theses. And on the one hand, they've acquired that experience like any good mentor, and they can draw upon that. Another thing that they have is that they've gotten a lot of training and thought a lot about how people learn and what are the particular demands and expectations at Princeton. And they've learned a lot of ways to ask questions and get information from you that allows them to tailor any kind of advice they give to you and your courses. And I think that makes them really unique.
Learning consultants try to validate students' feelings because I find that we are frequently in a wasteland of validation. Students often don't feel like they have anyone to acknowledge or validate their feeling of this is hard, other than other students, but the commiseration between peers can frequently be shallow.
I guess I feel that, McGraw has helped me in the past. I want to be able to help other students in the same way, because I know that can be pretty scary when, you have all these things thrown at you and you don't really know what to do. It's good to have someone that you can go to kind of bounce ideas off and create a plan.
A lot of times if you go into office hours or something, the professor might just jump in and start solving the problem. But they don't know about you and what your high school preparation was like and what kind of learner you are and what motivates you and what doesn't and why are you at Princeton and what other things are you balancing besides academics. And that's what a learning consultant can do, is really think holistically and then work with you in dialogue to say, okay, what outcomes do you want? How are we going to do this? And find the thing that's going to work for you.